7 Reasons Why Rich and Successful People Write Books. Writing a book is not fun. This is especially when the writers are already successful and rich. The fact that they are already successful at one thing suggests they are not in need like people who have not been successful. Successful people need their own books. It is a critical part of staying rich. Of course, not everyone does it, but those who do it reap the benefits. Maybe you are someone who has attained a significant level of wealth and success, and you are fighting the thought of writing a book. These reasons might give you some perspectives and get you to make up your mind. Also, you don't have to be rich and successful before you write a book. There are more reasons to write a book than you think. Perhaps you will find a compelling reason why you should write a book. There are 7 reasons I discovered why the rich write books. 1. To make more money. Even the rich write to make money? Yes. But the keyword is more. It is additional money on what they already have. For example, if one venture of theirs is successful, writing a book is another way to get more from it. The rich love to milk every one of their successful ventures to the last drop. And it is a good thing. If the story of their success is something that will sell as a book, then it is a book worth writing. You have probably seen toys of successful movie characters being sold to kids. This is particularly common with Disney. What are they doing? They are milking the success of the shows and movies to produce extra income. Books are the toys of adults. If you are dealing with an adult audience, they won't buy toys, but they will buy a book. People love to buy anything and everything that smells success. In some cases, they may not read it, but they will love to own it. That is because success attracts success. So, with a book, successful people make more money from their success. 2. To exert influence. What is success without influence to go along with it? After making money, the next thing is to grow into a thought leader of some sort. The best way to get started in thought leadership is to write a book. Nobody knows what to really know until you write about it. In fact, even if your success proves that you know, people can still think you are just lucky. Nobody really sees your genius until you tell your story. Getting invitations to conferences, talk shows, etc., are the perks of being a thought leader. And that is how influence is developed. You get to influence people's choices and decisions through your story and message. A great example of this is Ray Dalio with his book titled Principles. Influence is an important reason to write a book. Success without influence is not sweet. In fact, after a while, the money won't feel like wealth anymore. Only the influence would matter. 3. To become more famous. A book is a way to extend fame. There are lots of wealthy people in the world that are unknown. One of the ways to become known is to write a book. Sometimes it is not about people knowing your name or your face. It is about making people associate you with a thought. There is such a thing as social capital. A multi-millionaire businessman might want a reserved space in a restaurant and be denied because they don't know who he is. Meanwhile, a millionaire will be able to get that reservation because he has more social capital. Writing a book is a way to increase social capital. It is a way to be famous for something aside from the fact that you have money. And it is very important to be famous for something aside from your wealth. The reason is that any day the wealth is threatened, you can fall back on social status. 4. To have a legacy. The last thing anybody wants is to be described only by the money they had when they are gone. Many billionaires see through this. This is why they are creating a new public perception by giving away money. Legacy is very important. Every rich person is always concerned about legacy when old age comes. And legacy can be shaped in different ways. Writing a book is one of those ways. But while people think about this at old age, smart people start doing something about it when still young. Death catches some people early. And it is sad when they have nothing to stand as a memorial of their legacy. I have read a lot of books that the authors are now dead. In fact, there are books that I was not in this world when they were written and published. The author was dead before I was born. Yet, I can communicate with the mind of the author. A book is a piece of you that outlives you and continues to speak when you are gone. It is a brilliant legacy to leave behind. 5. To empty themselves. It is important to put everything you know out there. This is not just for today's audience but for future generations. This is quite different from the legacy reason. Legacy is to have something that speaks for you after you are gone. This one is to pour out everything you know. You can have a legacy and it is just a tiny fraction of what you know. But you can decide to pour out everything you know. This is important for the rich, especially when nearing old age. There are stories, regrets, and the other side of public events that people didn't know about. These are the reasons to write a book. If such books are not written, nobody else will probably write it. Everybody has a different view of events. Especially those who are actively involved behind the scenes. Some of those unseen stories deserve to be told. The rich write books to empty themselves. 6. To quit giving people advice one-on-one. Giving people advice one-on-one is good, but ineffective when you have to do it for hundreds of people. Some successful people actually have too many people disturbing them for advice. And the best way to satisfy all of them without burning out is to write a book. This happens when successful people are already thought leaders of some sort. And there is a demand to have their wisdom in a more concise and direct form. This is the most straightforward reason to write a book. After writing a book, some one-on-one sessions might still be necessary. But the advantage is that you can turn it down at your own will and offer a book instead. It is an efficient way to serve and help as many people as possible. 7. To position for more opportunities. The fastest way to become known as an expert on a subject is to write a book. You are an authority on a subject you author. You must have seen some of those documentaries where at least one of the experts is an author. If you are an expert on a subject and you have not written a book, you are not yet an expert. This is because your expertise will only be known to you and not to the world. The world needs to know that you are an expert. The reason to present yourself as an expert is to position for more opportunities. And the rich understand this very well. The rich can be successful in a certain area but interested in exploring opportunities in another area. One of the ways to position for such opportunities is to write a book. This is very common when successful professionals are making the transition into governance or politics. In most cases, they write a book about society, social vices or leadership. This is so that they can position themselves for the opportunities they seek. There are perhaps other reasons successful rich people write books aside from these. Some can be more personal and private. But these are the basic ones I have found. You may not be as successful and rich as you wish yet, but if you find one of these reasons to be very compelling in your case, it is a good reason to write a book. If more than one reason hits you very strongly, then you should take writing a book very seriously.